Ever wonder what happens when the spotlight becomes too much for some celebrities? We're about to take a peek into the lives of 10 celebrities who can't stand fame anymore. It's not always red carpets and flashing cameras. Sometimes the pressure of being famous makes them want to step away from it all. Number 10, Daniel Day-Lewis. One of the greatest actors of our time, or at least that's what everyone says. 3 Oscars? Not bad, right? He was the guy that took this thing called method acting way too seriously. The dude became his characters, like actually lived their lives, playing a disabled artist in My Left Foot, an oil tycoon and There Will Be Blood, or even freaking Abraham Lincoln. He didn't just act like them, he was them. Talk about commitment, or maybe obsession. Then in 2017, just when we thought we'd get another deep dive into a tortured soul, he throws out the biggest plot twist: retirement. Just like that, poof, gone. The world was stunned, asking, why, Daniel? You're at the top. Well, why indeed? Some say he just got sick of pretending to be other people. Fair enough. Imagine constantly disappearing into other personalities. It's gotta mess with your head. Or maybe he just wanted to escape the whole Hollywood circus. Number Jack Gleeson. Remember the face that you absolutely love to hate on Game of Thrones? Yeah, that's Jack Gleeson. Better known as King Joffrey, the bratty ruler we all wanted to throw off a cliff. His portrayal was so good, people forgot that. Well, he's not actually a psychopathic teenager tyrant in real life, although you'd probably think twice before sending him fan mail, just in case. But then, when his reign of terror ended, Jack did something nobody saw coming. He quit. Why? Because fame, as it turns out, isn't all it's cracked up to be. He admitted acting was fun when it was just a hobby, but once he hit the big leagues, it became a soul-sucking chore. The limelight wasn't right for him, so what did he do? He ditched the whole fame thing and went back to college in Ireland to study philosophy and theology. Yep, the guy who made you throw your TV remote now spends his time pondering the meaning of life and starting a low-key theater company with his friends. Number 8, Sia. Sia, the pop queen with pipes strong enough to shatter glass, yet she's more famous for not showing her face. Before she blew up with hits like Chandelier, she was writing hits for megastars like Rihanna and Beyonce. But when she stepped into the spotlight herself, she wasn't too keen on, actually being in the spotlight. So what does she do? Throws on a giant wig and hides her face. You couldn't pick her out of a crowd if your life depended on it. It's almost like a reverse superhero thing. Instead of taking off the mask to reveal who she really is, she puts one on to stay anonymous. Why? Simple. Fame sucks. Sia said she didn't want to be recognized everywhere she went, hounded by paparazzi, or judged for her looks. She wanted the music to speak, not her face. And let's be honest, being able to grab a coffee without being mobbed by fans sounds like a pretty sweet deal. So while the rest of Hollywood is busy plastering their faces on every billboard, Sia's out here making sure no one even knows what she looks like. Number 7. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, the guy who had everyone laughing until they cried with his legendary Chappelle show, he was riding high at the top of his game, and then poof, out of nowhere, he walks away. Not just walks away, though. He hops on a plane to South Africa. Talk about a disappearing act. This was 2005, and Comedy Central had just waived a $50 million contract in his face to keep the show going. But instead of cashing in, Dave noped out. In the world, utterly confused. Speculation went wild. Did he crack under the pressure, lose his mind? But years later, Chappelle has gave us the lowdown. The fame game wasn't all it was cracked up to be. He felt the weight of the world on his shoulders, like he'd lost control of his own show, his own voice. Hollywood wanted to pull the strings, and he wasn't about that life. So he hit pause, a long pause. When he finally made his comeback, Dave was running the show on his terms. Number 6. Megan Fox. She exploded onto the scene with Transformers, and just like that, she was everywhere. And by everywhere, plastered on magazine covers, tabloids, and gossip sites. But was anyone talking about her acting? Nope. It was all about her looks, her body, her sex symbol status. And it didn't take long before the whole fame machine started to grind her down. On top of that, she wasn't exactly best buds with some big name directors, cough Michael Bay. That didn't help either. So Megan decided to pull back, take a step out of the Hollywood spotlight that was frying her like an egg on a summer sidewalk. She focused on her family, picked smaller projects that spoke to her, and refused to be just another pretty face on the red carpet. It's like she told Hollywood, "I'm more than just your eye candy. Thanks." Number 5, Justin Bieber. The kid was discovered on YouTube and became a global sensation practically overnight. Teenage girls were losing their minds over him, and Bieber fever gripped the world. But like a cautionary tale, growing up under the magnifying glass of the media isn't exactly like a walk in the park. Justin went through the usual teenage rebellious phase, except every bad decision, every misstep was blasted on every news site imaginable. From run-ins with the law to cringe-worthy public meltdowns, the kid couldn't catch a break. Eventually, even Bieber himself was like, enough. He took a step back from the music scene, started to focus on his mental health, and took control of his own narrative. Number 4, Selena Gomez. Selena went from singing songs with a purple dinosaur, Barney anyone, to becoming a household name with the Wizards of Waverly Place. And let's not forget her music career, where she churned out hit after hit. But while the world was watching her rise, behind the scenes, her life was anything but charmed. She wasn't just battling the pressure of stardom, she was fighting her own body. Enter lupus, an autoimmune disease that made her body attack itself. Oh, and anxiety and depression? Yeah, they were riding shotgun too. So while fans were screaming for more music, more movies, more Selena, she did something shocking. She hit pause, took a break, prioritized herself. At the peak of fame, she decided her health was more important than being plastered all over billboards. She even had to get a kidney transplant, a literal kidney transplant, and still people expected her to bounce back like nothing happened. Number 3. Lorde. Lorde, the girl who practically took over the world at 16 with royals, her voice unique, her vibe definitely not the typical pop princess. She was raw, real, and fans couldn't get enough of her. But after her second album, instead of staying in the limelight like most pop stars, she dipped. Like, seriously, where did she go? Turns out Lorde doesn't care about the fame. Shocking, right? In a world where celebrities post their every move on social media, she's out here chilling on the beach and cooking dinner with friends, living her best normal life. No thirst traps, no constant updates, just, life. Number 2, Shiloh Buff. Remember him? The child actor who cracked us up on Even Stevens and then transformed into a blockbuster star with Transformers. But the fame, well, it got weird, really weird. Legal issues, public meltdowns, and let's not forget the time he showed up to a red carpet with a paper bag over his head that said, "I'm not famous anymore." Yeah, not exactly subtle. Shy clearly wasn't handling the Hollywood machine well. So what does he do? Ditches the mainstream, forget big budget movies. He's now working on indie films and art projects, stuff that actually means something to him. It's like he's searching for who he is outside of the noise and chaos that comes with being a household name. Hollywood didn't get him, so he went and found a place that did. Fame? No thanks. Shy's too busy trying to figure out who the heck he really is. Number 1, Emma Watson. Emma was part of one of the biggest movie franchises ever. But when the Harry Potter series wrapped, Emma wasn't content with just being that girl from the movies. Nope, she had bigger plans, like college at Brown University, where she got a degree in English literature because why not be famous and smart? But her ambitions didn't stop there. Emma became a UN Woman Goodwill Ambassador, championing women's rights and gender equality. She even launched the He for She campaign, calling on men to support feminism. This wasn't some celebrity dabbling in causes to look good. Emma was serious. She stepped back from acting at times to focus on her activism. proving that there's more to her than just the red carpet. She's using her fame for something meaningful and doing it all while keeping her private life very private. You know, a real life Hermione, but with way more impact outside the wizarding world. And there you have it, a look at the lives of 10 celebrities who can't stand fame anymore. It's a wild ride of glitz and glamour mixed with the harsh realities of non-stop attention. Even in a world full of fame and fortune, sometimes all these stars want is just a little peace and quiet away from the flashing lights.